New show alert, new show alert. This is LLPQ Films, modern informed takes from balanced introspection, curated, integrity, Academy Awards. Here come Matt and Louie to bring you the latest and greatest in cinema takes. Thank you for watching.
Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of LLPQ Films, modern informed takes from balanced introspection, curated, integrity, Academy Awards.
Hey,
right?
This is a great show. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, yes. I think I got it first try. You might not believe me, those of you on YouTube that won't see everything before this, but that was first try. Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm Matt Johnson, and this is my guest, Mr. Louie Llpqf.
Hey, thank you for having me back. I sort of jumped the gun on coming in, but that's okay. Are you planning on having any other guests on the shows, or just me?
Yeah, there will be somebody. Somebody will come very soon. But there has to be somebody that's watching the new flicks like us. You know, we're keeping up to date, watching all the newest flicks. Can't say that
I
about
don't think
everybody.
that should be hard. I don't think that should be hard to find because I look online for tickets and it's all pretty. The theaters are pretty full.
Yeah, oh, they're packed. They're packed. I went to a few screenings over the last week, and they were all packed, and they were riotous. I would say in the audience, they couldn't stop like screaming and laughing, and it was kind of bizarre.
Now, are you one of those guys that does like in big films, for example, people upload the big reactions to like the major twists in the film? Like, for example,
Really?
I saw on my YouTube feed, I got a suggestion of in the most recent, I think, Spider-Man film, other Spider-Mans show up, and someone's in the front
This is
row,
the most
and
recent.
they're filming the entire audience, and they want to get the audience's reaction.
No way.
To all
At the
these new
theater?
Spider-Man showing up. This is a very popular type of YouTube video.
That's crazy. Are they doing like their own theater rentals, or like with their bros, or is this random people?
This is random people.
You think they
usually
go
on, like the
out-
premieres of these big
Wow.
movies.
So you're either going in with like the papers signing off there saying that it's okay for me to show up in this, or
No, not at all.
oh, okay,
Not at all.
Interesting.
It seems like a very amateur production.
Amateur. Okay.
I was hoping, because this has been a popular thing for a while, I was hoping in Oppenheimer, someone would have done the audience reaction to the first nuclear explosion. And
Which is
I have
famously
not seen it.
incredibly loud.
yeah, I've not seen that uploaded to YouTube. If someone did take that video, they're keeping it for themselves, which I think is a very selfish move. And,
Yeah.
if you're seeing this, please upload your audience reaction to Oppenheimer's big nuke. I would love to see it.
Yeah. Especially in like an IMAX theater where it's really, really loud, like ear-piercingly loud.
Well, famously during that scene, it's silent.
Yes. That was the joke I was making. Yeah.
That scene was silent for
okay.
most people. For me, I watched it on Camrip,
Mm.
so I had a lot of loud Indian betting commercials going off, audio only.
Nice.
Right as the nuke was going off, it was, sign up here, indiabet.com.
You're positive that this wasn't part of the movie.
I guess you know what? I did not see it. No, I did see it in theaters, and it
Okay.
did not show up.
Okay, got it. Interesting.
Could have been specialized.
Yeah, because I also watched
For
it
this
on
one,
a
but-
cam rip and had a similar thing happen. So it is interesting.
I'm so fucking sick of Christopher Nolan.
you're not super stoked for The Odyssey with
It's gotta
every
be the
actor
worst
ever?
movie.
I don't get why does he want to make that? I don't in modern
Why does he
times.
want to make anything? What a miserable man.
At least Oppenheimer,
doesn't, like-
there's some kind of morality stuff, and I mean I know Odysseus, like The Odyssey, is like the original hero's journey or whatever, but at this point it's like, it's been done a million times. Who needs to see that?
Everyone in the world was begging and pleading on their knees for an Oppenheimer biopic. They were like, "Oh my God, tell us more about Oppenheimer. We don't know much about him.
And now we know
We'd like
so
to learn
much,
more
yeah.
about him." And he really he heard them and he answered the call. Same thing for
For Odysseus.
Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah, for
or
Batman, sure.
people with amnesia.
Yeah.
Specific types of amnesia.
Yeah,
He did make
Magicians.
Interstellar, and that was good.
Interstellar, I don't like that either.
Interstellar was his only good film.
Yeah, right. Because it had Timothée in it.
A very small role for him.
Mm.
Really didn't sway the movie in any direction.
Oh,
his role.
interesting.
I think
Okay.
he had like 2 lines.
Have you seen him, like, how he came out and was talking about that? How he was like sobbing when he watched the movie because he thought somehow they had a bigger role, even though he like was hardly involved in any of the shooting, obviously, or anything, because it was 2 lines.
I don't get it. I have seen his reaction to it. Recently, I saw him do an interview with Matthew McConaughey, and he said that for his birthday, Kylie Jenner rented out a theater, an IMAX theater, and surprised him by not telling him where he was going, and they watched Interstellar in the theater. And he's seen it 13 or 14 times. I can't fault him for liking the movie. It is a good movie, but I do. There is something wrong there. There's something psychologically. It's definitely a big tell of something underlying, I think.
Interesting.
The more that we would look into that, I think the more that we can really understand the human condition and what exactly is going wrong with young men these days.
So you think it is some kind of masochistic thing?
Yeah, it could be that. It could be a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Could be, just shame, sort of bubbling to the top, the need to escape into this movie that he probably had good feelings about, and then later those good feelings were probably washed away when he realized he had 2 lines in the film. But let's get to these movies. Let's get to these movies. I don't have all night, Matt. You know me. I don't have all night. We need to start talking about the meat and potatoes of these things, because the audience, I've gotten a lot of feedback that a lot of the times we don't even talk about the movies very much.
No, that can't be right.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's talk about the movies. I think let's start with 28 Years Later, The Boner Temple, which I watched in the theater right when it came out, of course, because I had to, because the big movie, large movie, huge debut. I was on the red carpet taking pictures and stuff. I loved the first 28 Years Later. I don't think, did you even watch that?
No, for me, this is the second installment in the 28 movies.
Okay, sure.
For me, I saw 28 Days Later.
Yeah, when you
was the first one, and then I saw that when it came out.
Okay, cool.
And then I saw this years.
One. What was that? 2002.
So it must have been 28 years ago.
Well, I think they did a little bit of fast forward through a couple of those boring years, probably through COVID.
I don't think so. I think that Danny Boyle and the person who directed this film, I forget their name.
DaCosta, yeah.
I don't think that they would sort of stomp on the integrity of the series by not doing this 28 years later. Exactly. So I would look up your facts and double check those, because this is certainly 28 years later.
I can pretty much guarantee.
Why wouldn't they just wait? If it's not 28 years later, why wouldn't they just wait a little bit longer?
I think I can guarantee that it wasn't 28 years, because that would have put it in the later 90s, and they famously shot that with like a pretty shitty digital camera, and it would have probably looked 10 times more unwatchable if it was like 4 or 5 years earlier.
It came out at the same time as The Matrix.
99. Sure. 28 years, and then it's 2025. That's like 26 years.
It came out whatever the math makes sense. That's the year it came out, because these are 2 directors with a lot of integrity. And a lot of
You include Alex Garland here because he's the big writer.
He's the writer. Writers don't
count.
Anyone can be a writer.
Anyone can be a writer.
And anyone could honestly, like, it's not a skill even. I would say it's a soft skill. And if anything, anyone can do it. So
yeah. Cool. Okay, so you didn't watch any of the other ones besides the first one. I actually just recently watched 28 Days Later again. It's awesome.
I'll be honest with you as well on this
Please
one.
Do.
I watched about 70% maximum of this.
70% max. Okay. Does that include? Is that like you watched 70% and then stopped, or is it like you jumped around and you watched about 70% total?
I watched a solid chunk of the beginning.
Ending.
The middle, it did not grab me.
Yeah, sure.
Skip to the end.
Okay, so
that middle 30.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine. So you saw the big reveal ending, which we don't have to bring up because spoilies. Oh, you don't even know.
I honestly don't care about spoilers on the show,
either.
and like if you care about spoilers and this spoils any of these movies for you, shame on you. These movies are not good, and there's nothing to spoil. There is no reason to be upset, and I need you to relax and calm down.
Okay, I'll second that.
At the very end of the movie, Ray Fiennes dies. I think he gets stabbed. It was pretty blurry for me. He did a big Iron Maiden dance, and he was nude.
I was talking about yes, he was beautifully nude. I would say artfully nude.
Yes,
but I was talking about even something even later, the very very ending, because there was a bit of a maybe it was even post credits. I don't think so. Was it?
I probably turned it off before this happened, so why don't you tell me?
Yeah, they did a little Killian reveal, like he's going to be in the next.
Oh no,
the next
I saw that. What a
Killian.
fucking snooze.
Yep.
I saw that. What an absolute fucking snooze.
Yeah.
What?
They had to do it. Of course, they had to do it to make people care about the next one. I don't know. People didn't care about this movie, right? Like, I did like the 28 Years, mostly because of the aesthetic was insane. It was just all like iPhone shots, and everything just looked like nothing else you've ever seen, except for maybe on YouTube by whatever, what's that guy's name? Connor
Was this all shot on an iPhone?
No, this one was not. This was basically shot like, I think same time, like right after, but just in like conventional ways. I think it's just using it. It's just a really nice.
Wait, it was 28 years later shot on an iPhone?
Yeah, 28 years later, it was shot like 90% on iPhones. It's insane. You should watch it. It's actually awesome. But this one,
check it out on YouTube.
In this one, I think maybe 3 things happened. There's like the barn stuff, the Iron Maiden, and then the reveal at the end. And then in between
those are all on iPhone.
And none of it's on iPhone at all. Unfortunately, I think the whole thing should have been on iPhone. I think honestly they should be shooting this on like an iPhone 4 since they shot like the 28 days later on like whatever. What do they use? I don't know, like a Sony Handycam or something.
Yeah, I don't know. And even then it wasn't. It's not exactly like they're playing around with Dogma 95 here. So
no, of course they're not. There's nothing quite like Dogma 95, but it's still it was still interesting, and like especially with Danny Boyle doing he actually did the 28 Years later again. And in 28 Days, I don't know, I thought there was lots of interesting shots and placements for his little stupid camera. And he did that a lot with the iPhone in the last one. And he had this crazy iPhone rig. You should absolutely look it up because it was just really cool to see like the behind the scenes stuff also. But yeah, but
it's good to hear that he went out on a bang, and I think he had.
He
a
is
good
still
career.
alive, actually. Yeah. He'll probably do
Trainspotting
3
yes, I know
years.
he's still alive. I know that he wouldn't, if he was planning on continuing his career as a filmmaker, he wouldn't have made this film if it wasn't his last one. I know that for a fact.
True. But, well, okay, unless he wanted to make 28 Decades later, but I don't think he'll live that long.
28 decades. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It'll happen, but we won't be able to see it. Well, from beyond, we'll be able to see it. Hopefully,
what's next? 280 years later? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 28 decades. That's 280 years.
And this needs to end.
I mean, I think it's.
I can't keep having
more,
these.
And we don't have to watch it. Don't worry. It doesn't have to be in the show going forward because this one was pretty dumb. It was just a bunch of Jimmy this, Jimmy that, Jimmy. The best part was by far Ray Fiennes doing for some reason an Iron Maiden music video, which made no sense, but I loved it. But the rest of it,
pretty good.
Skip.
That was pretty good. Yeah, I would give this thing. Having a hard time remembering my scale.
Yeah, there was a bunch of scales thrown around.
10 would mean that this is the main reason. I think that we need a 10-year reset because it's so bad. This was a little bit worse than the Rip, and thinking about it now, I'd like to take the Rip's score even further down because thinking about that afterwards, that was worse than I thought it could have been, and so I think these are both 8s.
Oh, you mean you're taking the Rip score down, but that means like up in your scale, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So these would be 8s. So
right.
This film gives me the feeling that we need an 8-year reset instead of a 10-year reset. Greenland 2 made me feel like we need 10 years of not making films for the human population to heal from the damage of film at this point. This one makes me feel like only 8 years is necessary.
Okay. I had some kind of scale. I had a couple of scales. I don't remember the first one. The second one, it was more about me being agoraphobic and not wanting to go to the theater if there's a certain amount of people in the stands. I don't have any idea what you gave or what I gave in the last movies. But, let's just say, yeah, this movie may be like a 30% full theater. Maybe I'd consider it going to the theater.
That's
And,
pretty good.
yeah, I did go to the theater though, and it was probably 35%, but it was a large theater. It's a large theater.
The other scale that I have that I'm now remembering is how much I would have to be paid to see this movie in a theater.
Yeah.
And I think this one is $2,000. Probably $2,000.
$2,000. I wonder what the baseline.
It wasn't very
would be.
long. It wasn't very long.
If they were playing Persona in the theater, like you would go for free?
No, I would pay.
You would even pay.
I've paid.
You paid to see
go
Persona.
See Persona. I'd pay for the ticket.
You pay for the ticket. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So there's at least a movie out there theoretically that you pay for the ticket. Okay, that's a good base.
Yeah, there's
baseline.
definitely a few.
There's a few.
It's
Just
been a while.
just a handful. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that was Boner Temple. Hope you guys went and watched that one and liked it as much as we did. It was a big hit. Okay. So the next movie that we okay. I know I think there's a couple more, right? The other one that I remember that I went and watched in theater, I think you watched recently, Lou, as well, was the Housemaid. So it is. I always want to say the Handmaiden, but the Housemaid, the Sydney Sweeney and Seyfried movie. What's her first name? Amanda. And I don't know the man's name. Yeah, this movie, which is basically like a big budget Lifetime movie, in my opinion, with the absolutely least surprising twists that you could ever imagine in a movie. Mostly what I think about it is like, if this movie was made, I was thinking if this movie was made 40 years ago, maybe someone might have not seen a twist coming because there could have been like an evil woman, like in Misery or something. I guess even Misery is like 35 years ago.
Misery's even like a light years more progressive than this.
Yeah. Oh, certainly.
Movie was.
Yeah. But like the whole time I'm just like, okay, we know the dude is not good, and it's just like halfway through you're like, okay, now she's just like, we're gonna do like 15 minutes worth of sex scenes now because Seyfried's out of the picture and Sydney Sweeney's got big tits, and that's the reason people went to the theater. So
yeah, I would say that this was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I won't because the sex scenes were so hot.
Yeah, exactly.
They both are hot. They were both writhing.
I mean, he was ripped as hell too, and fully.
The choreography of the
sculpted.
Sex was good.
Yeah,
they were moving in rhythm, and it looked like they had a good beat to it, and I could see them enjoying that.
Yeah, it was
the rest,
believable.
I didn't. I watched about 30% of this film. I watched the beginning. I sort of have a thing where I'll watch a movie or a TV show, and if it loses my interest, I'll skip ahead, 10, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Then if that section isn't very, captivating, I'll skip another 10, 15 minutes. Found myself doing a lot of skipping, so I saw the little bit of the beginning, a little bit of the middle, and the very end I did see. So I still feel qualified to talk about this, and
I think you're fully
I still
qualified.
feel very qualified to say that this was a stinker. This was a very bad film. I don't think that's any like real revelation. I think most people probably think that, and I think this is a waste of time and money. The idea that this is somehow a political, controversially political film, just because Sydney Sweeney is in it, is laughable.
Certainly.
Nothing about this has any meaning or substance, and the idea that anyone could get upset about any political stance that someone like Sydney Sweeney, who says she's very much apolitical, which that may be a lie or not, I don't care. The fact that someone could get upset about the politics of any of this is so bizarre to me because of how terrible and insignificant the film is itself. So
yeah, well, and her other films, I guess. I don't think I've ever seen her in another movie, though, to be honest.
I've only seen her in White Lotus.
Right, and was she good?
Yeah.
They showed her tits?
I don't think so.
I kind of thought that's the only reason she's really in things.
I don't think
HBO,
she's
right?
a terrible actor. I don't think she's a bad actor.
You can't say, though, that she doesn't talk like the weirdest person you've ever heard speak ever.
I think that's fine. I think it's fine too, I could find interest in that.
Me too,
I
yeah.
don't think she's a bad actor.
It's insane.
I think that she's getting roles that are not good, And I think that, like, I haven't seen Euphoria, but people say she's good in Euphoria. I think she is a good actor. Like, I don't think she's terrible, but I just don't. This was a stinker. And the idea that the guy who made he made only comedies before this, and then he made this movie. It's just like, what made you go this direction? Because you're not good at it.
Certainly.
Hopefully, Paul, I think his name's Paul. Paul, I hope you've learned your lesson.
I don't think he has, because this certainly made way too much money. So there probably will be a Housemaiden 2. They both lived in the end. I think the dude got murdered. Did he? I don't really remember the very ending. But they'll find
you
another
fell off
one.
those stairs.
Yes, he fell the stairs, and then the ending was like her interviewing for other housemaid jobs, where she was going to just do the same thing over and over again. So they can make it infinite. This will be a full franchise in the next couple of years. We'll get Housemaid 2, Housemaid slasher, Housemaid version, all kinds of stuff like that. Like maybe you got an orgy of dudes that you can just kill them all. Like you got a bunch of swingers, you got a big party, anything like that, and just pop off. I can see the sequels being light years better than the first one, because it's starting from such
if
a
Paul
poor
is
point of
listening,
view.
and I don't know if he is, a great way, advice here, I know is unsolicited advice, but a great way to move forward with this series is to make each thing that you're going to make next around 23 minutes. The next movie should be 23 minutes. Make a bunch of those, and then just make that into almost like a sitcom TV show, and then people can power through 23 minutes plots. Like this could all be very condensed and still be as convincing as you made it with the amount of time you chose it a lot.
And still half of it could be sex still with 23 minutes.
Yeah, with HBO or with any of these, you can you can show everything. So
exactly,
Paul, let me know, and if you want to work through any of this stuff, just let me know.
Yeah,
maybe at
it's very
Paul,
kind of you.
And I don't remember his last name. Maybe at him, the director, in the comments here.
Yeah.
So that we can get
the
dialogue.
I want to say his last name, but I think it's really very close to a slur.
Oh, it's Paul Feig.
Feig, is that how you say it? Yeah, I didn't really want to say that.
Feig? Feig.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
The German pronunciation, you pronounce the second vowel.
Okay.
If that's what it is.
Okay, good.
Or it's Feig, if the E comes after the I. Paul, let us know about that as well.
I don't know.
So comment below to get Paul involved in the dialogue with me, and then also comment Paul underneath this to get the actual pronunciation of his last name.
Yeah, and you can comment Sydney if you want to, get to know her. I know there's a lot of fans of her, so we can get her. We can get in touch with her too.
I think there should be. I don't have a problem with her having a fan base.
Yeah, no, me either. She's interesting. And yeah.
What's the next? What? Oh, okay, so this one would be a 10, easily a 10.
Easily a 10, yeah.
And it would cost me to see this in theater. It would be probably 40 to 50 grand, easily.
That's impressive. I did go to the theater to watch this one. Unfortunately, it was on a half off Tuesday. There was nothing else playing. I can rattle off some more excuses if you want. But I would say, probably 5% full. Maybe I'd go watch it again. Obviously I could say 0, because I really would never watch this movie again. But I would go watch those 15 minutes in the middle of the movie again, maybe if I was by myself in the theater and I could just have a nice. Relaxing time by myself.
Nice. That's illegal, but nice.
That's illegal to watch a movie by yourself
in a theater
these days?
To do what you're planning to do? Yes, you sicko.
I didn't say it. I didn't say anything. There's no plans here. Cool.
Did we watch another movie?
There was one more movie. I didn't go to the theater to watch this, but it showed up on the Plex. And so we watched it, and it was called
Oh my God.
Is This Thing On? The newest Bradley Cooper movie. I think this is the only directed movie of his that I've even bothered to watch, because I'm just not interested in him. I mean, I like him in Wet Hot American Summer, and then after that, it's just was straight downhill, and I don't care about anything else ever. And I know Limitless is the big meme, but I just can't
Limitless
imagine.
rocks.
Yeah, Limitless of course rocks, but I just can't imagine any of his directed movies being of any interest to me.
What else has he directed? I have no idea. He directed the one about the
Lady Gaga
composer.
Yeah, the Maestro and the Lady Gaga Star Is Born.
He directed Star Is Born?
He directed The Star Is Born. Yeah, I think that was his first movie, and it was big. I didn't watch that. Did you watch it?
Unreal. Well,
you watched 50%?
In Bradley Cooper fashion, you'd think that he was limitless, but he is really come to show his limits. And his limits seem to be directing, because
Stupid.
this was, I will say that the pacing wasn't bad.
No, I didn't think it was the pacing was
good.
Not the problem. Actually, I like the camera work too. Did you hear? I heard Laura Dern saying afterwards in some interview that it's the closest she's had a camera to her since Inland Empire.
That was pretty
Which
good.
was pretty good.
And that was quite close.
And it was very close. Which I like that.
There were a couple of scenes where I didn't. Well, the camera work was okay.
Yeah.
There were a couple of scenes in the car where it's like they're staring directly at each other and they're like straight on shots.
Yeah. Those are fun.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if I needed that.
No.
I get it.
Yeah. I like anybody trying to do something slightly different with a shot reverse shot because we've all seen it a million times from a million different ways. Actually, this is all totally unrelated, but it reminds me that last year or sometime, I think it was last summer, I saw John Jost talking about a couple of his movies. This tiny indie guy, I guess. You cannot even call him indie. It's like no budget movies. And he said that if he ever saw a shot, like a back and forth shot, reverse shot, straightforward again, he would just like kill himself or something. which was awesome. Maybe it wasn't exactly those.
I mean, they're pretty bad. I mean, it's just like
it's just like
they're not good enough to be like unnoticeable. So it's like
yeah.
It sticks out, and that shit sucks.
Yeah, exactly. I did think from a vehicular's point of view, I don't know what the fuck that thing was that he bought. Was it a Beamer?
The Volkswagen E-van?
A Volkswagen E-van. It was insane. Oh, it was. It was like a big Volkswagen van. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a throwback to the old V-Dub band.
I did not know that they did those electrified.
Now you do because they paid so much money to Bradley Cooper.
Exactly. So thank you, Volkswagen, for showing up your new vehicle in the movie. Shout out to that.
There really isn't a ton to say about this movie.
I mean, I didn't really care about it from the beginning because I really hate stand-up. And I especially hate, of course, stand-up if it's just like a guy going to stand-up and saying, this is my therapy now, and I'm just going to lay out my problems. And there maybe will be a tiny little bit of a joke sprinkled in, but maybe not even that.
And it's adapted from someone's real life. And that person gets like a story credit. He's like an English comedian.
Okay.
But like, why not just do his story? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, Will Arnett developed this script with someone and based off this guy he met and talked to, who was an English comedian. And this is like the story of his life. This is, heavily adapted from his life to be more entertaining, I guess. Show me where.
It's really, I was gonna say they really nailed that.
I just, like, it's not terrible and it's not great and it's not good and it's not horrible. So it's somewhere in between there. And
of course, it's not as bad as the other ones. I mean, I thought Boner Temple
like, if you have to
okay,
do some work, like if you have like something going on, or if you like to play chess on your phone or any of these things, this is a good thing to throw on, and you won't miss anything because you know exactly what's happening. All right.
What do you think about them staying in that house and they wake up in the morning and just start singing "Amazing Grace"? Have you seen?
I can't relate to that.
I cannot relate to that. I think I'll ever be able to relate to
that. Bradley Cooper's performance was. He obviously was pretty distracted. What was it? Books or
balls?
Balls. That's what.
When he introduced himself as balls, and someone goes, "Balls, really? Okay." And he's like, "Why does it react like that?"
Well, I think
really good. Yeah, I think
Laura Dern's performance was great.
Yeah, I love
always
Laura
good.
Dern, of course.
She's an incredible talent.
Yes,
she really, really is. Will Arnett was okay as well. Honestly, I think like I have a kind of like a, I don't love Will Arnett, so like I think it takes a little bit for me to like, he has to be doing something pretty good for me to watch the entire movie. Which like I think I watched like 90% of this. I think I barely skipped around.
Impressive.
And like, because the pacing was good.
Yeah.
And I think like probably that's really all the things I'd have to say about it.
Yeah.
Like I said some good things.
You said more good things about this than I think any movie so far.
So far, for sure. And I feel that way about this film as well, about the films that we've already watched. And I think that it'd probably still be like a $1,500 to get me to go see this in the theater.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Going down.
It is going down. It's going down. Well, it should be, because this is the most.
And then I would say that this is probably a 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
wait.
I'd say, yeah, I guess for me, this is maybe like a 35% full theater I'd be going. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Especially, I would be interested to hear if other people are laughing at the stand-up.
Nothing made me laugh.
I didn't. There's not even a chuckle.
Nothing made me even get close to a laugh.
The parts were like the behind the scenes of the stand-up, and then they're like telling jokes, and like Lynette's like dying laughing. I'm like, this is funny. This is funny. Do people laugh at? Is this what people laugh at? I don't even know.
We've had so much of like the comedians. This is what comedians are like.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, they roast each other. There's just, they don't care, dude. They just roast each other because it's steel sharpens steel.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Of course.
And I don't need any more of that. So
yeah, me either. One thing that was funny when I was watching this, Megan was downstairs and she said that Will Arnett, his voice is probably the best thing about him. She's like, it sounds like Jeff Garland from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He does. He has a very similar voice.
I could hear that. Yeah.
It's very like deep and throaty.
Raspy. Yeah, exactly.
It's all there.
Yes. Cool. I think that's it. That's the movie. I didn't actually go to the theater to watch that one, believe it or not. I don't even know when that came out. No. But I did go to a few others in the last few weeks. So for next episode, there'll be some good stuff.
Say what they are so that maybe people can watch them beforehand.
Okay. Let's see. I'll have to go back and reverse time from the most recent because there's no way I can think about what's the last thing that we talked about on here. The Housemaid. I've watched so many movies since then. But I just watched Scream 7. I watched the Iron Lung. I watched obviously Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie twice. What else did we watch? I watched something, Wuthering Heights, but I talked about that already in the Matt Smithies. No.
Was it good? I haven't watched the Matt Smithies yet.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not good. If you read the book, like you'll just be upset about it. If you like the book, you'll just really be upset about it. Okay, yeah. Damn. So you should definitely watch it just because you've read the book. We can definitely talk more about that. I don't know.
Are you excited about anything that's coming out? Is there anything you're like waiting for?
No, and I know there's multiple that I'm gonna have to watch just because my friend's already talking about. I have multiple people that said that this How to Make a Killing movie with Glenn Powell and Margaret Qualley, which is like the worst trailer I've ever fucking seen, is good, and like there's no way that's good in any way. So
I've had enough of this guy too.
I'm gonna have to watch that Ryan Gosling Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary stuff, which just makes me mad to think about.
That might be okay. The book was good.
Oh, you know what? I also watched Crime 101 with Little Barry.
What is it?
Crime 101. You didn't even hear about it. It was not a big marketed movie.
Who's in it?
You should definitely watch that. Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, Barry Keoghan, what's his name? Nick Nolte has a little part. The only other movies I can even think of that I've seen the trailer a million times for are Odyssey and
fucking kill me. I just fucking can't stand. I can't stand him.
I
fucking can't stand that guy.
I haven't seen a Nolan movie in the theater since Interstellar. And that I would not, the last one and I don't even like Interstellar, and I watched it in IMAX from row 2, so I was like that, and it was in the real IMAX.
I liked Interstellar, and the only way that I'll watch it now is either on YouTube Shorts, or if I'm gonna watch the entire movie, I'll watch it on an airplane, on a tiny screen.
I'd watch it on an airplane. I love to watch the Nolan on an airplane. Just like you got me onto that, and it's just fantastic.
He gets so mad. Yeah, it's a
I think because I'm watching it for 3 hours, and I'm thinking about how mad he is that I'm watching it. It just enhances the quality of the film for sure.
I think my energy thinking about him being so mad about watching like his giant film on a tiny screen, I think it makes a plane go faster. Well, Matt, thank you for this conversation. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. Great
thank you for having me on the show again, and I love being the guest.
Thank you. I love having you. Thanks for watching all these great and terrible movies with me from afar, and many more to come. But that's it for this week or today.
All right, folks.
Goodbye. Oh, yeah, we can do the sign-off salute.